Boom.
Todd, Bull Nugs in Harmony. Here we are.
I'm sad for multiple reasons. One,
we're so sad, everybody. As you can see, I mean, Drew hasn't been here because he's been super busy. He'll be back anytime. As you can see, we are without Joe. And would you like to know why we're without Joe?
Is it payback for last week? I hope it's not payback for last week. I'm sorry. I wanted to go see a smart man talk.
No. He wasn't mad about that at all. Especially after what I read in the text was, your makeup for the next day. But that's besides the point. It is Joe has quit because Samantha Irving has quit WWE. He said he's no longer watching WWE, and now we got to find a way to get him back. I mean, Todd, you are a pro in getting Joe back and getting him to do things. What do we got to do to get him back on the show? This is ridiculous. I mean, I was just upset as everybody else, but what the hell?
I don't know, man. I tried everything. I tried. He pushed me away.
How? I mean, I understand grief. I get it. Don't cry, buddy. We'll be all right.
You know what's bullshit? Because now we're stuck. Everyone's like, oh, it's Lillian Garcia. Oh, you know what? No, I don't care if she's been this, that, the other thing. Last night she called a contenders match a fucking containers match. What is it wrestling in? Like shipping containers? Is it to win a container? Like, is it is it empty? Is it full? Like, what the fuck is a containers tournament? That was right off the bat, dude. That was like the first thing she announced was the number 1 tag team championship containers tournament.
Wow. And there was 3 I read correctly.
The second thing,
or correct, right?
Yeah. So when Liv and Raquel, I can't. All right, sidetrack. I'm still sad, but now I'm just like angry with everything that's gone on. Also, I need to smoke pot. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Raquel. Rhymed. But it's dumb. It's stupid. If she's trying to be Liv's muscle, she's not Rhea. She doesn't have the personality, the ring, anything of Rhea. Like, it's bad. Like, it just looks so forced and just so bad.
It does. I don't think she's a good heel. She's naturally funny if you've seen her on social media. And she kind of just needs to be able to be herself, I feel like, to break through. And I don't feel... You're right. This feels forced. And I don't like it.
So I'm watching NXT as I always do. It was Damage Control against the tag team that kept showing up places from NXT.
Oh,
so they're in the middle of a tag team match for the titles, and it just got whatevered by Piper and Chelsea.
Oh. You know what, though? All right. Do you have anything else about Lillian?
What?
I know you're a little mad about it. Do you have anything else about Lillian?
Yes, there's 2 more things. So when Liv and Raquel came out, she announced that Dominic was with them.
And he was not.
He was not. And then when the LWO came out with, well, it was Selena and Ray and Dragon Lee. She also announced that Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro were with them, and they weren't even there. I just
not good.
You did it for so long. You sing fucking anthems, you know, you do this, that, and the other thing, and it's like you fuck up 3 times. And literally, like I said, man, that number 1 containers match was literally the absolute first thing that she called.
That's so. It's so bad. It's like how does that happen? You know what I mean?
And they say wrestlers get ring rust, announcers get mic rust.
Mic rust is a thing. You're a guitarist. You know what's up. You know.
Dude, if I played guitar, my hand would fall off. I haven't played in so fucking long. It would be like, what are you doing? And then go blah. Because I play a lot of ska, and a lot of ska is like the reggae movement. So you're doing a lot, and that hurts after a while. Like if you're not used to it, like your hand just goes like, eh.
Is it a lot of hammer-ons and stuff like that?
What's that?
Is it a lot of hammer-ons and
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because like reggae is like mute up. So like down, mute, up is your reggae beat. Or 2 downs and an up is a reggae beat. And ska is down, up. So mute and then up. That's your ska way you play. So you're just fucking, so you get the really fast songs, like, which most is, you're just fucking like all over the place, but you're constantly doing that with your fucking hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those dudes that, I mean, obviously been doing it for years, but man, like, even when I used to play a lot when I was younger, like my hands, I'd still be like, but anyway. So yeah, that was I mean, I don't sound like I hate Lillian, but it was just one of those things where you went from Samantha, who was so good, added her own twist on things. You know, that one time she actually, you know, when they told her to stop saying Chelsea Green like she was, and then Chelsea was like, no, she needs to keep doing that. And she even added it into her like entrance music. Right. Like, I don't know if you've picked, like, heard that when she's come out, like, so it's her, you know, like, she just knew how to do it well. There was a lot of people that fucking hated her. Like, oh, she's just yelling in the mic, screaming. I'm like, no, like, you heard emotion from Samantha. She didn't know the results of the matches. People were always convinced that she was acting this and that. I'm like, no, dude, like, listen to her call Cody winning that fucking match.
Right.
Like, you can hear that. That's not acting. Like, that emotion in her voice was fucking shock and real.
Yeah. She went on that same journey that we did.
Mm-hmm.
She went, that's when everyone realized that she may be the GOAT. Because
because
she went on the same journey, or the same journey that the fans did.
Yeah.
You know,
most people that have the option to be like, yeah, I want to know the results, or like, yeah, I want to know the results. I guarantee she had that option.
Right.
So she could prepare to be like, it's gonna be this person I call. And I bet she was like, no, I don't want to know. I just hope she doesn't go to fucking AEW. And not for I don't know, man. Like, AEW is like WCW now, and it's just,
yeah, I can't imagine. I understand why Ricochet went there.
Yeah,
I get it. I don't blame him. I completely 100% understand. If there was to be a new title down the line, like if they were to bring the Cruiserweight back and really try and jack up its importance like they did with the initial Cruiserweight Classic, I would, and he didn't come back and try and spearhead that whole division, I would be a little sad about that. But I understand why he went to AEW right now. It would make no sense for her to go to AEW right now. None. Just to be close to him, just to be with him, it makes zero sense.
And I know that she's going for, music. Whatever. She is a very talented singer. She's a talented, she plays flute amazingly. So she is a very talented person outside of just her announcing skills. We heard her. She sang the national anthem at a football game recently. I think a Rangers game. Maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Plus, obviously now you went from being on the same schedule as your whatever he is. Are they married? Or are they just engaged? I don't know.
I think they're engaged.
But you went on the same schedule as your fiance to now like not. I think that's also part of the reason why like Renee went there. Yeah, she got a job doing whatever, but then she could actually like be with Mox because I would have to guess that working for those two different companies, your schedules are. I mean, look, Andrade came back. I don't know. Charlotte Flair is. I mean, I don't really care, but she's somewhere.
Yes. And sidebar on the Mox comment, that filmed promo that they did in the back of the truck. Loved it. Amazing. Fantastic. The whole, especially in the end line that he did syncs it together. When he tells everyone what's up, you work for me now. I'm like, okay. All right, AEW works for Mox. I'm in. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Saw something the other day that, and I might have these switched, but it was still whatever. Like, let's call him Daniel Bryan. It's easier. His last match on like Raw was like against Rollins. His last match on SmackDown was against Reigns, or vice versa, and his last match in AEW was against Moxley. So the Shield took him out systematically over the course of however many years.
10 years.
I'm like, that's great. That somebody was like, oh, I just realized X, Y, and Z, and it's like, oh, okay, that's fun. So, yeah, she'll be missed, just because, like, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the chick that does Friday nights. She tries to be like Samantha, and she's not. You got to find as an announcer, you got to find your own thing. Like, you got to find your own niche. You got to find your own whatever. Like, you have to find that as an announcer. You can't try to be another announcer. That'd be like me trying to be Free Beer or Hot Wings or Bob and Tom, although one of those two doesn't even do the show anymore. Like, you can't. Those are certain jobs you just can't. And being an announcer, that's one thing I just don't. The chick on Friday nights is just like, I'm like, you're trying to be Samantha. You're trying to be the one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's trying to be Samantha bad at it. There's a gentleman on TV that I was standing 5 feet from on Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Booker T. He was in the booth next to Mick Foley.
Oh, really?
Yes. And Mick was there at like 11 to something. We got there, it was like a little after 11. So they hadn't like said hi to each other yet. So like right before like I went up to sit with Mick and get an autograph and pictures, like Booker came over and was talking to him. So I mean, I was like the fucking Booker T, like right the fuck there.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that. When I was telling Joe about when I met everyone from Weekend at Bernie's, Andrew McCarthy had gotten there and hadn't even talked to Terry Kaiser yet. So Terry Kaiser had not seen him when we were talking to Terry Kaiser first, and then Jonathan Silverman came over to talk to us, and we were like, holy crap. And then Andrew McCarthy had to go, like, he went back behind like the curtain, and then he came back out. So then like Terry turned and goes, Mike. Like, he got like all excited, or not Mike. I don't know why I said Mike. He goes, he looks, he goes, he's like, Andy, he goes, and he turns and he's like, dude, how's everything? Like, it was so great.
Yeah, I just didn't expect it because like Mick was there all weekend, but there was random people in like the other one next to him. So like one day it was fucking Rikishi and Mandy Rose. One day it was fucking, you say his name, there he is. Mr. Joe Hendry was there.
That's awesome.
That was, I think, on like Thursday or Friday he was there. So like,
so this was this was your first New York Comic Con, right?
First and probably last. I fuck New York City. Fuck New
It
York
was
City
too much for you?
sideways. Fuck New York City's with a fucking spiked
Too much for
dildo.
you.
Like it.
It's a lot.
It was cool to see stuff. To be like,
Right.
oh hey, there's this building. There's this. I went to the firehouse. Like
Right.
to be in a car and come around the corner, and the first thing you see is the Ghostbusters logo, because they have a sign from Buffalo Ghostbusters, like screen accurate, right size, like light up fucking that is hangs outside their fucking shit like it did in the movie. Like that was the first thing I saw. Like I didn't even see the building first. Like we came around the corner onto like Moore Street, and that no ghost symbol was like the first thing I saw. And
Okay.
immediately I was like 10.
Oh yeah.
It was like, oh my God, I'm about to see the fucking firehouse. And then like
Right.
to see it was like
Wow.
you know,
It's
and I
right there.
yeah, like
I've
it's
never
like,
gone. I've never gone to it. I've never gone to Hook and Ladder. I need to go.
it just so there was two things. I've always wanted to go to a Comic-Con and subcategory meet John DiMaggio, and it was just a side awesomeness to meet Mick Foley because that wasn't planned. It was mostly DiMaggio and just wander around to see what the fuck was there. But to also just be like, okay, I'm down here, you know, and it's crazy to the city because it's like up here, we're like, oh, we got to go 3 miles. We'll be there in like 5 minutes. Down there from where we were to the fucking firehouse was 3 miles, and it took almost a half hour.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like crazy to think about shit like that. Like I get it. I
Yeah.
get why, but it's like for us, we're like, we'll be there in 5 minutes. You know, down there, it's like,
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Comic-Con was cool. A lot of people, which I'm not a fan of because I don't like people. Sorry, people that watch. I worked in retail for 20 years. If you work in retail, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Lots of people is a crazy thing. A suggestion, if you feel the need, if there's people there, if there's things that are going to be there, you just need to go for another one. I suggest going. Where'd you stay? Did you stay in Manhattan?
Yeah, we stayed in fucking Times Square West.
Oh, okay. That was your other mistake. Stay in New Jersey.
10-minute walk to fucking the Javits Center. That's why
Right.
we stayed there.
Right. So, but another thing, stay in New Jersey because it's cheaper. You get to drive straight there. Then you don't have to drive anywhere else, do anything else. And you just take a ferry ride over, and you take a ferry ride over, and then you walk half a block, and you're at Jacob Javits. It's right there. It's like there's the port. There's Jacob Javits. It's
But
literally
New Jersey
right.
smells. Sorry, New Jersey, but you smell. You stink,
Yeah.
and you have fancy cars. Listen,
You got to drive through the stinky part of Jersey to get to New York, anyways. All right.
it's true, but I didn't know Jersey was so fancy. I thought they just smelled and kind of mimicked New York, but I didn't know they were like.
You got to drive through the stinky part, but then like a lot of it is actually really nice. Like when you go,
I drove by a fucking McLaren dealership.
yeah,
Like I don't even think those exist in upstate New York anywhere.
no, they're down there.
Fucking
Yeah.
Maserati. Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, you talk about the whole area down where, and then you eventually went like by the IKEA and all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That whole
down
stretch
17.
where there's
into, like,
just
the town
everything for like it's like 10 miles of everything. Yeah. I know. Where you are. Yeah. So it's a really cool experience. So you went to meet DiMaggio,
but I got to meet this guy.
and
So, which is cool because
I gotta allow that. Hold on, that's weird. There we go. Sorry,
You're good.
I haven't had to see. Bang bang.
Yeah, so he did. Yeah, actually, Danhausen was there. You could see Friday and Saturday.
Oh,
Rikishi,
did you get the
I
curse?
didn't see Rikishi there when we were there.
It's all right. You're fine.
So a little Mick Foley action. A little
he put on different ones.
and Dude Love.
That's amazing.
And so he actually
Did he do that for everybody?
Yeah. So I thought people asked him. So we sat down and like the first picture, that was the picture we took. There's like, I had to get that picture, of him winning the title on Raw.
Right.
That's what I got autographed. So I figured it was going to be this picture. That was it. And then he put on the Dude Love, and then he did 2 of those, and then he put on the Mankind, did 2 of those. So I ended up getting, we got 5 pictures with the dude.
That's awesome.
But this one, that's the one.
There he is.
So when we went in there, obviously we're, DiMaggio. So we walk in there and it's quick. I think you've been to Comic Cons before, right?
Oh yeah, I've been to plenty.
Yeah. So, for anybody that doesn't know, the pictures are fucking quick. We walked in and we went up to him, and the first this is what he said to us. He was like, all right, repping the fucking brand. He's like, get in here, and fucking grab both of us. That's genuinely him hugging us.
Yeah.
Straight up him just fucking hugging us.
My favorite, I haven't watched a lot of Futurama. I know you are a thorough fan, in there. My favorite moment of the entire show is still when Bender shits a brick.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it was Zap's whole army shows up or something like that.
Yeah.
And just shits a brick. And it's
and then we met him, and it was trying to think of how to word this to make it not seem shitty. So the line for him was insane for autographs. Mm-hmm. We got in the line, I think our pictures were 210. We got our pictures immediately, blah, blah, blah. So we got down there probably about 220. He got there maybe 230. We got to the front of the line finally at 4:30. And there was still an hour's worth of people behind us because he was talking to people. He was doing whatever. He was writing quotes, this, that, and the other thing. So 2 people in front of us leave. We get up there. This chick that works there comes up to him. Hey, we got to get all these people. You have a half hour. There's this many people. We got to hurry up. They're not going to let you stay. The Javits Center. 5 o'clock was end time. They were not. They literally, I'm pretty sure, told DiMaggio, you're not allowed to stay. So he stood up and he was like, hey, listen up, everybody. He was like, I'm really sorry, but at 5:02, they're going to have forklifts out here and clean all this shit up. He was like, I'm willing to, he's like, I will stay, but they won't let me. He's like, so it's just going to be name, no more quotes, no nothing, and that's it. He's like, I'm really sorry that he mumbled something fucking blah, blah, blah. He was upset because the venue was no, 5 o'clock, we don't care if there's fucking 50 people here that paid $75 to fucking get your autograph. You're gone.
That sucks.
He was willing to fucking stay longer to sign everybody's autograph.
Which is awesome.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So one thing I've been wanting to do, back in 2012, my buddy ran into him in a bar in LA. I have a fucking birthday message from Bender. My main thing was I just wanted to play it for him and thank him. That was it. I was like, hey man, we got up there. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? And I gave him the picture. My girlfriend had something, signed, Jake the dog thing. And I was like, can I just play you this quick? It's 20 seconds. I'm like, I just wanted to listen to this. He's like, yeah, go for it. So he's signing shit and I'm playing it for him. And it's halfway through and I think it clicked that it was him. And he's like, oh, I left you a message. And I'm like, no. And then I tried to be brief, because I knew he wanted to get people in and out of there. So I was like, no, I just gave him a rundown of the story really quick. I'm like, I just wanted to thank you. I was like, what did I say to him? Something about, I wanted to thank you for an awesome birthday gift from 12 years ago. I've been waiting 12 years to thank you for this awesome birthday gift. And he shook my hand and he was like, you're welcome. And happy birthday 12 years later. And I'm like, thanks, dude. But he was not as kind of a different person from when we took the picture. But I
Right.
understood why. It just kind of
Right.
sucked. I just wish we were like those two people ahead, because then the experience would have been completely different. Again, I'm not throwing. I love DiMaggio. He was awesome. Like, I have no. It was just he was frustrated with the venue and the event, and I get that. Like, completely.
Exactly. So like there are times you get to see like where a lot of times people forget that they're just people too. The first time I ever met AJ Styles, Dick did not want to talk to anybody. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you something really shitty was going on that day because he just looked mad. Stu said something utterly hilarious to him, and he like kind of smirked, and then it went away. Something bad happened because it was supposed to be this meet and greet thing, and he literally was taking everyone's stuff, signing it, and moving it on. Like, something bad went down. Because when I met him in Rome, like 13 years ago, so it was only like a few years later, because he then left TNA. He was the New Japan champ, and then he was in Rome at 2CW. I stood there and talked. Like, not only I did my meet and greet with him that everyone pays for, but then I was the only person walking back with food. Everyone else was standing there when the show was starting, and he's standing in the same spot just all by himself. So I told him the story about how he reignited my love for wrestling after the Attitude Era died. And like, I just had a hard time watching everything. I still, can I tell you a story? Sure. All right. And I ripped off the story, and he was just like, thanks. And, we stood there and talked for like 15, 20 minutes as the show was going on. Super nice dude. And so, it just, everyone's human. And you got to see how awesome he was. And everything took so long because he was giving everybody quality experiences. Yeah. But then because he was doing that, and the entire Comic-Con, whatever, just decided to just be jerks about it, now he's got to shortchange people. And it's just like, come on, at least you know it's not on him. At least you know it's not on him.
Yeah. Well, and like there's like two kids up there, and I'm assuming this dude was their dad, but I don't think he had a fucking ticket. But he like ended up there like talking to him and shit. I'm like, so like that is like, dude, especially like if you bought your kids tickets, that's one thing. But if like you didn't buy a ticket, dude, like I'm sorry, but get the fuck out of there. Like, I'm sorry, but there's people that have been waiting in line for fucking hours to meet this dude that paid money. Yeah, like I said, you might have bought your kids tickets, but if you didn't buy one for yourself, like, don't let everybody else come through,
Right.
So I got to see, and I didn't get to meet, but I got to see with my own eyes Billy West.
Nice.
Didn't get to meet him, but I did get to see him.
Right.
So I was like, Billy West.
You will. I bet you cannot guess the longest line I've ever seen at a Comic-Con. Bet you you'll never get. I bet you you could take 100 guesses. You would not.
Yeah. Because the line I was in was fucking stupid, so I can't imagine.
So, the spaces used to be utilized differently, and I don't know if they do it the same every year. But so if you went in the middle doors of the whole place, the autograph room used to be the room, the bottom floor room in the middle. Okay. And everyone was always along the back so that the line could come this way, straight out. From pretty much the wall in the back to almost the entrance part, the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank, his line was the longest line I have ever. It was the length of the downstairs. And I intended to go into the line. After I had met who I was there to meet, I met like the two people because they were like next to each other. Everyone was going from one line to the next, and I couldn't wait it out. It was the length of the whole building. I was like, well, that sucks,
Yeah, there was people like in line, like fucking on the website, getting like refunds before they stepped out of line because they were like, we just can't. No, like it was a pain in the ass, man. Like that was. Fucking 2 hours standing in a line being like, oh shit, we can move a foot. Fuck yeah. Like,
and then especially to have nothing happen, that really sucks.
Yeah.
So So back to wrestling.
Wrestling.
The biggest news, obviously, is we saw Braun Breaker get the title back through shenanigans. You know, obviously, where Solo Sikoa costs Jay the match. Now, analyzing storylines is the biggest part of, I think, what we do here at Wrestle Fandom Radio. So we all know why this just happened. They free up the title so it's not caught up in bloodline business when they don't need it to be.
But
so
why did Solo take a fucking spear for Jay?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Because you heard him say, "Watch out," and pushed him out of the way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, that makes it weirder, because why would he do that? You know, and especially loud enough for people to hear. If you're going to do it as like part of your fucking part of the match, you're not going to be like, "Watch out," so like half the crowd can fucking hear you. You're going to just be like, "Move," you know, and like quiet, and just you're fucking, you know, he's got that look. So that's the other thing that kind of like makes you like wonder, because you know that Jay, you know, already yeeted fucking Jimmy and Roman.
Right.
So like, so now you start to wonder.
Fair,
like,
Roman did it first. You know what I mean?
But then you start to wonder, like, well, don't you need 5 people for the fucking, you know, war game shit?
Right.
You know, starts to make you wonder.
They've done 4-on-4.
5-on-5 is better.
You know, I think they try to do 5-on-5 because that's what the classic Survivor Series was. So they want to keep it Survivor Series War Games, and you know.
But are they like fucking with us, and now making us wonder? Shit, Jay's like a free agent. You know what I mean? Like between the bloodlines, because he's in neither of them.
Right.
Solo knows if he gets Jay, that's gonna fucking turn a whole bunch of shit around.
Right.
But we're all like, no, Jay's gonna go fucking Jimmy and Roman, especially now since Solo screwed him over. But again, Solo fucking saved him from that fucking super spear.
Oh, yeah, awful.
Anyway,
awful.
So like, it kind of makes you wonder if that spear wasn't, or if that whole thing didn't happen. I would be like, yep, this is what's going to happen for sure. Now I'm like 80-20 on it, because they're making me doubt it, which is good. Like that's good, because it's not being predictable.
Right.
And they still have like a fucking month before Survivor Series, so they could really like fuck with people for like 2 or 3 weeks.
They could, but they'd really have to ramp up a lot of stuff. And I feel like the easiest thing is to just go 4-on-4 for this one, and do OG Bloodline versus Solo's Bloodline for right now. And it'll be
so like Sammy joining everybody.
Yeah, it'll finally get Jay. Yeah, it'll be the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks will be like, what are we gonna do? And honestly, I think we all know it's gonna be Sammy, but it's either on Friday right before, or at Survivor Series itself. It's just like, or who's the fourth man, and then like, and which I think would be the biggest pop, because he also hasn't been on TV since he lost. I think the best pop would be him not showing up until Survivor Series. Give him a break, let him do his thing, and then Survivor Series, he comes out and he's ready to go, and that's when they win. So I also think that's when Rock should screw, or maybe not win. Maybe Rock helps screw everybody over, and something else starts and gets worse and goes down. I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad, I'm glad this is still a storyline. I can't believe it's still a storyline, but it keeps evolving so much that it's still entertaining. When it's not sitting in its holding pattern. So,
Well, the other thing too is, again, now they can really, fuck with people. I mean, they could always, like, I would do so much crazy shit if I was fucking Triple H.
Oh my God.
Because people would be like, what? So, like, yeah, you have, like, the new bloodline, fucking those two, that one and that other one. And then you're like, yes, it's going to be Sammy. It's going to be Sammy's going to be the fourth member. Yeah, that 100%. And they're out there, fucking Roman and Jay and Jimmy. And then you hear the fucking Rocks music hit. Because again, why not fuck with people? Because people would be so not confused in a bad way, they would freak out. Because people get McMahon let people get comfortable with shit because he ran the same shit over and over again, and you could predict everything. Every time Roman had a match, it was he's gonna win for 80 fucking years. The dude's gonna win. Like that was so Vince got us into a pattern of not expect the unexpectable, like Triple H is starting to get back into. It was just predictable. So you just fucking knew, now like he's actually doing what you should be doing and making people question shit. So they tune in every week to watch it because they want to know what's actually going to happen. I was beyond thrilled that the wives disappeared for like a fucking month. But you saw the QR codes, you saw the brief little things, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're back. And that is what's going to help that other group that I can't think of the fucking name of right now. They attacked last night. That's what's going to help them become a little more whatever, because we all know like they're kind of a meh group. So
Final Testament.
Yes, thank you. So with that Wyatt feud, you're actually going to see something. They basically put them into matches now that people are going to want to see because of the Wyatt Six. So it's like now, like the Final Testament shit up until now, no one has really given two fucks about, to be honest.
Right. They really haven't.
People clamoring anywhere about the Final Testament. Like, so yeah, that was like nice to see because it had been quiet. You just saw little things here and there. And that's what I kind of wanted, was people almost forget about it. Yeah, you throw out a QR code and shit, but you're not like promos and this and that. Like people, it starts to drift away. And then all of a sudden you just have, I didn't see it coming, like at all. Like people beating the shit out of fucking R-Truth. And all of a sudden, yeah, the lights go out and immediately, it's not the Undertaker. I mean, it could be, but it's doubtful.
Yeah.
If it was, then you're in for a fucking half-hour walk down the ramp and shit. So but yeah, so I mean, that was nice to actually like be like, oh sweet, there they are again. But it's been nice not to have them in your face and down your throat and the shit that Vince would do. And I think going back, we were talking about Ricochet, and there's a lot of those guys where I think they got so fucked by Vince that no matter what Triple H did, it couldn't fix it, or it couldn't fix people's like views or opinions or thoughts or feelings or whatever you want to call it, like on Ricochet and other people that has happened to where they've tried to do different things and then just fucking asking for the release, letting them go, whatever. So yeah, like that was like all fucking Vince, just being Vince and just like, no, let's do this. No, let's do that. No, let's do this. No, let's change you this. Let's fucking make you from LA Knight to Max Dupree back to, to like fucking finally back to LA Knight, like shit like that. And that's where you start to lose people, man. America has fucking ADD. And if you don't keep people fucking like,
you gotta hold it. You gotta hold that attention.
If you don't do that shit, man, people don't want to watch they just turn it off. Like even my brother was like, I haven't been following it. He's like, the Cody thing has just kind of gotten old, and honestly, like it kind of has. Like, cool, he won it.
Now what?
Okay,
now
so
what?
he's gonna wrestle in Saudi Arabia fucking next week for some large shiny title.
And
like that's so yeah. Like as much as I got whatevered with Roman's run, at least there was a constant storyline, sometimes stupid, sometimes awesome, but there was a storyline that was continuously going with this run. It wasn't just like, here's Roman the champion. Oh, he's going to take on so-and-so. You know, it was like, there was continued. So it kept you, even if you hated it, even if you fucking got bored with it, there was still something that was there that was different every week and whatever. And Cody, it's just, I want to talk about you having a fucking match for your title because that's what you should be doing and actually have a storyline with somebody. That's what I want to talk about. Like, I know it's not him making the calls, but it's like, damn, dude, like, it just.
Let's roll, bro. Yeah.
That fell flat on its face, honestly, to me, like 6 months in, 8 months in. It just
I think
went nowhere.
I think the Kevin Owens stuff is gonna actually spice it up a little bit. So I think we just need to hold on until after this, and then it's gonna get good. It'll get good
because it was cool. Yeah, he got it. Story, blah blah blah. Finished the book. I don't know, whatever. But it has like there's nothing to it now. Like they've done nothing.
A little stale. It's been a little stale, and it's not exactly on him. It's the more storyline stuff. But.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like I don't blame him for it. You know, like he's not in charge of that shit. He's not writing stuff. Well, to my knowledge, you know, whatever. It just sucks that. Yeah, it just fucking was like you hit a brick wall immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll this. At least we get to hear Joe a little bit today.
Oh god,
this sweet, sultry.
Can you play it like 18 times in a row?
Ear porn. You know, we'll see.
Have you ever found yourself in the need for some screen printing? What about some vinyl work? Well, we have the spot for you. Seasonal Sports, 215 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, has all your needs. Go see Fred at Seasonal Sports.
You feel better?
No, I think it was just a tease because I know he's not anywhere. It was only like 30 to 45 fucking seconds of his voice. So no, it was just like, you know, it's like here's a picture of your fucking dead dog in a video, but you can't have him back. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, hurts. I think it hurts more now than it did before.
Yeah.
Now I had that taste, but
and
I
now
can't have the whole meal.
Now
you
it's
know,
worse.
like it was just like, hey, you're starving. Oh, here you go. Here's a crumb, but you can't have this giant loaf of bread that I have in my hands. You know.
In other news, we just had another awesome taping at UWE. They are currently looking for new residents. So if you see this,
your basement.
hear this, if you know of a good space that would love to have an awesome wrestling school at it that puts on a YouTube show, you know, hit me up, hit them up. It'll be cool. But UWE is awesome. Our titles are defended there: the Wrestle Fandom Heavyweight Championship and the Wrestle Fandom Hardcore Championship. You're definitely going to want to check that out. Check out their YouTube show, UWE Ultimate. All right, definitely go see that. Todd, I love that shirt, man. That shirt is wicked.
Yeah, there was another one there that I think I looked for, and it was like the rooftop scene, like all of them or whatever. But I don't think they had my size in it. I do like this one a lot though. But man, shit's just too fucking. It's like get 2 shirts for $50. Like Jesus Christ.
Right.
I used to remember back in my day, you can get a lot of t-shirts for $50.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of t-shirts for the book.
Dude, seriously, man, we went to Hot Topic. Me and my brother were just fucking easy. So it was like, oh, like during the summer, it was like, oh, buy two, get one free, back to school, blah, blah, blah. But they were each like fucking like 12, $15 a fucking shirt, you know? Like,
Right.
so you're spending like $60, but getting like 6 fucking shirts.
Yeah,
Like,
6 shirts at least. Yeah.
you know, so.
Plus, it's I was talking about this with a couple females at work. It's like clothes aren't cheap for guys, unless you get cheap clothes,
right.
like cheap clothes. You know what I mean? Like the quality is crap. They fit you like crap. It's not. Clothes aren't cheap for us, you know, and even it's like Drew seems like a normal, like maybe a normal sized guy. But you and Joe are built similar, and then I'm like very like tall, but mostly legs. Like we're built differently than like the average person, and it's just not. Clothes aren't cheap; they're just not. And forget jeans, okay? Forget jeans for me; they're ridiculous because I'm so tall.
Forget jeans for me ever because
so tall, and it's all in my legs. It sucks. Like, what length are your jeans? You don't wear jeans, never mind. So
no,
you don't wear.
I don't wear pants. Fuck pants. If I do wear pants, they're like khaki style. I don't like jeans. Jeans suck. But yeah, no, fuck pants in general. Like, wedding, funeral, interview. That's when you see me wear pants.
Yeah.
I will wear fucking like coveralls when I snowblow. Once in a while, if it's not too bad, I will wear shorts. I've been known to do it. But yeah, no, I hate pants. They're the devil. Like, I have to wear pants at work. But like, if I'm in a room that's warm, like today I was in a room like trimming plants, like I roll the pant legs up because like it's fucking like
it's hot.
Oh yeah, like it's
hot today.
It's basically like those rooms are like the equivalent of sitting outside during the summer in upstate New York and just like cutting plants. Like that's for 7 hours. So that's the best way to describe it. Like, just imagine like an 80-some degree day in like August with like 65% humidity, and that's what you're sitting in for 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal. But the ones that are closer to the end are actually cooler. Like it's like 70s in those rooms. Those are nice rooms.
Right.
But yeah, so marijuana is the shit. Indy, stop it.
Well, all right. So listen. We're gonna attack this problem head on. All right. I'll beg Joe to come back on the show, and you do your regular thing that whatever you guys do, the Wrestle Fandom After Hours stuff, that to try and get him back on, and we'll see if we can get him back for next week. We can get him to come back because it's not the same. So.
See, the funny part is, like, it would be fun to do, like, Wrestle Fandom After Hours, but it's essentially the same thing that we're doing right now.
It's the same show.
Yeah. There's really no difference.
It's the same show.
You just don't see the nudity. I mean, what? It's still weird seeing Ethan Page on, like, NXT.
I know, right? It's still weird.
Speaking of NXT, I believe I saw the other day, which I thought this had happened a while ago, but maybe it's like official now, that like Ava Raine is like just GM, like will not wrestle ever again, like retired from wrestling, like
really
in performance. But she is, and I honestly like she was okay from the match or two that she did, but from what I've watched of NXT, like she's a better like performer like that, like a Heyman type, but not like Heyman, you know. But she does a good job as the GM on NXT. Like, it doesn't sound weird, forced, or anything like that. Like, she does a really good job with like the whole character and just everything, you know. So that's what I've heard. I mean, obviously, there might be somebody on the board of that company that would probably be like, yeah, that's cool, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody she knows well, her father.
Right. Do you think she gets pulled in the bloodline stuff?
I hope not. I don't. there's no. You have other people that can do that shit. Like, isn't fucking isn't Nia Jax part of that family?
I think she might be a cousin.
Yeah. So I mean, you have like Nia. Yeah. I don't think they should. I think she should just do what she's doing right now because she's doing a really good job with it. And because it's not like NXT, like I don't know if it would just be weird,
Right.
because they would have to like pull her to do whatever, blah blah blah. So yeah, but like I said, it's still weird to see Ethan Page on this shit. Like
it is. All the anyone from there making the jump this way, it's different. It's weird. It's like when Jericho came, it was like, oh, it's happening this way now.
Yes. Fuck. I was just looking. I'm like, oh yeah. So if you haven't watched the Vince documentary, watch it. Not you. I know you have.
I have.
But anybody else, watch it, and you'll see like he's pretty much scumbag.
Right.
But regardless of that, there
If
was
you
something
didn't
in
know.
there. Yeah. There was something in there that kind of made me sad in a way, because I lost a little bit of respect for the dude. So there was a guy that actually had wrestled, but then became like a neuro whatever.
Nowitzki.
And he was studying the CTE thing with the brain and the headshots and the everything and blah blah. And studied Chris Benoit's, and it was really bad, with CTE. And like they're interviewing Austin about it, and he literally was like, "I don't believe in it." And I was like, "Really, dude? Like, it's there, man. It's not just wrestling. It's a lot of sports. It's a lot of whatever, like head injuries, like that shit. Like, you guys used to take steel chairs
for you to believe it.
What's that?
It's not for you to believe it. It's what it is.
Yeah.
You can't just something exists. You can't just not believe in it.
Yeah. So like that
Not
kind of
care.
made me go. Like it made me go, wow, dude. Like it's almost like, do you think it points the blame at wrestling, and you don't want to feel like wrestling caused Chris Benoit to do what he did? And it's not like directly, it's just the results of.
Yeah. It's not wrestling, it's like how like he had a concussion. He should know how bad it is. It rung his bell real bad. He wasn't the same afterwards.
Yeah.
After one serious one, after he took that the pile driver from Owen, and it's like, a lot of the wrestlers might not end up. They might go their whole career. I don't think the Miz has ever had one.
There's some people that
might go through their whole career without having one. Then again, then you end up with someone like Daniel Bryan, who had to retire for 6 years because until he was cleared to wrestle.
Yeah. So that's that kind of like, I don't know, man. It kind of like made my soul a little sad, because I figured like someone like Austin would just have like smarts to be like, yeah, this shit's real. I mean, and it's like I said, it's not just wrestling, man. It's fucking any sport that's like full contact, is basically, a sport that is, kind of flagged for it.
Right. I mean, you can get it in soccer, someone, pow, you know what I mean? Like, or you get hit with the actual kick. No, you're good. Like,
so that kind of like, I don't know, like I said, of all the people, someone I admired a lot in wrestling when I, whatever, in the 90s and shit, like, just like, damn, dude, like, I hate to be like, you're stupid, because you're not, like, but it's just like, but how can you not fucking,
let's not be stupid.
Yeah. Like, shit's real, man. Like, I don't see a reason why somebody would want to make that up, especially a dude that at one point in time before he did all this was a fucking wrestler.
Right.
And got a concussion. Like, I think that's why he started the whole thing. Like, so it's like, it was literally somebody in your business that this happened to that fucking studied it and was like, oh, okay, this is what it can happen to people.
Right.
Like you should be happy that somebody discovered that, so you can sit there like he does, like you said in the fucking documentary, like he does educate now, like
Right.
wrestlers and whatever on this is what happens. So, yeah, that kind of sucked. Like I'm not like down with Austin, but it still is like a little bit like oh shit, man. Like I thought I don't know, I thought you'd feel differently about that. So, but yeah, the documentary, yep. It was good. Vince is a fucking trash bag, but I think most of us knew that. But
everybody knew. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and especially, I think the one that got me the most was the one we all know. Stephanie refused to say it, and then it goes to the clip of Vince, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that one where like Stephanie was going to get pregnant, and it was going to be my character that got her pregnant." I'm like, she didn't even want to like mention it, and which is the worst fucking idea.
Yeah.
Incest and shit, dude.
The worst thing I've ever heard.
Or just like, if I were him, I would have been like, yeah, we're not going to know. Like that one just no. Like,
that's a no. That's a hard no.
Because I don't think it had all been like yet. Like, it really never been confirmed by Vince that was going to be a storyline until that.
Right.
And
like I remember rumors about that.
Yeah.
Storyline. And I was like, no, somebody just rattled that off. That's an internet rumor thing. And then here it is on the Netflix documentary where he just says it. It's like, come on, dude.
Without a problem. Without fucking batting an eye, man. It wasn't even like, oh man, that one was pretty whatever. But it was just like, yeah, we were going to do this. I'm going to insinuate that I had sex with my daughter. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
what is wrong with you? But yeah,
no, check it out if you haven't watched it. It's a good watch. I mean, it
was far. That was too far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of the shit. There's a lot of shit in there. I'm like, god damn, dude. Like, what a fucked up industry.
Yeah, he helped twist it. Yeah, he did some stuff there. So.
Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, NXT is gonna be in like Philly sometime very soon at like the ECW.
They are. Stu told me today they're gonna be at the old ECW arena.
So that should be crazy and interesting. Because
I hope Paul just shows up and just runs the whole night, and things get super hardcore. That would be great. That'd be great for NXT.
I haven't seen him since he went through that table.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen him.
That was that WrestleMania? No.
No, that was. I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, like, all right. Well, let's work on this Joe thing, and we'll
I'll work
we'll try and come back for next week, and we'll see what happens.
You better be.
And yeah. All right. Keep your ears out for any other big wrestling news. Check out everything that's on Niche Nerd Network. All right. We actually got to push my next episode back another week. I literally have had somehow just zero time to sit down, watch because I always, even if no matter how well I know a movie, I sit down and watch it again for a good analysis, and then I shoot my episode. I've had zero time in order to do that. So it'll be out when it's out. And yeah, we'll see everybody. If you didn't check it out yesterday, check out the Todd and Joe Morning Show.
Best episode ever. Seriously, like hands down. Like the week before was a fucking embarrassment. Everything just fell off the fucking rails. Like completely just fell apart that day. Like it just beyond control. This one
was the best episode.
Great. It was the best episode. So watch it. We have a sponsor. It's an awesome cannabis company in Syracuse called Joe's Buds.
Yeah.
That is our promotional sponsor. So there we go. Watch it. Us on Tuesday, obviously.
Are we supposed to be playing this stuff on here now too, or no?
No, it's just on ours.
Okay.
Us on Tuesday, Garrett usually on Wednesday, but sometimes he has no time. And then I think Joe's still trying to do some recording with people for Stepping Stones on Fridays. And
Yep.
I don't know, Movie Madness.
Check out the playlist. Just go to Niche Network.
Yeah,
check out.
subscribe. We're getting close to 100. We're like 10 under 100. Come on, give us 100. I know that's like nothing to most people, but that's a lot for us.
It's a lot for us.
Yes. Catch you next week. I'll catch you Monday.
All right, buddy. Peace out.